in the city, that would be where you would get your consumables from. So they're drops, basically. That's pretty much it. So I normally don't do anything with consumables, which is bad. I've never really used consumables in the game because I just tend to play it safe without using consumables. Safe. So I'll probably just end up doing a repair patch because that's all. I have 8 of them and I never really use them. So it's up to you what you want to use. And of course the same applies when you click over. If you put your mouse over it, it'll tell you it'll tell you what it means, what a repair patch. So a repair patch will instantly repair your deployed warrior. And so yes.
Yeah. A positronic patch and a repair patch for Hotwire. As you said earlier, he doesn't have a self-heal.
Yes.
Outside of vehicle form, so they're actually really good choices for him.
Yeah.
Because it allows him to heal himself without having to stop healing other people.
Exactly. And it also says I have mining probes here to use to equip. I don't have any mining probes made, which is probably really bad for me. So it's gonna be empty. So to make mining probes and things like that, you'd go in the engineering tab. In the engineering tab, you can click prototypes, mining probes, augments, or repair packs. So in mining probes, you can click here and it'll start. They're very cheap, but you do notice they do take a long time, 2 hours. So what are mining probes? What do they do? Mining probes are when you scan in city missions, PvE missions, and you press 7 to scan, and it'll kind of like do a shoo all across the land in this nice blue
I think
laser.
that's accurate.
That's shoo, and it'll allow you to put down a mining probe when it finds an energon spot. And energon's really important to the game. It not only can heal your bot, it can make all of these things that are here: the prototypes, mining probes, augments, repair. So when you first start off, you definitely want to make. You want to mine energon and make things with your energon. So I'm gonna start on a mining probe 3. And it's going to take 2 hours, so you could just sit back and relax. It'll make 60 of them, so that's good. And if you can't wait and you desperately need them now, you can pay for them in relics. I don't need them right now, so I'm just going to... I can just use
It's worth noting that timer is always running, so you don't have to be playing the game for 2 hours. You can put them on overnight, and they'll be there in the morning when you get back.
Another thing to make when you're already in the energon engineering area is making repair packs. I always just tend to just chuck in a repair pack to make every time I log in. It's kind of like a goal for me to remind myself that. I have 32 of them right now, so I should be okay. But repair packs are what you would use to heal your warrior that has fallen and you got sent to the hangar. And it'll instantly repair them when it's offline. It's so you don't have to say that this game is pay to win, because you don't need relics to do that, and you could just heal your warrior with something that you have gained in the game, which is energon. And energon is so simple to get. When you do PvE missions, those are known as energon missions, and you get tons of energon. I think people get an average of 2k energon, so like 1 to 2k energon a mission, a PvE mission, and that'll be like 30 minutes of doing a PvE mission. So you can get 4k energon in an hour, if not more, so it's always good to do that. So now that I've got my bot with its power core, I've got my con, I guess, Decepticon, with its power core, and you're ready to go. This is the only time you can equip the power core is once you reach level 5, so I know that if you're first starting out, you won't be able to equip the power core, but it's always good to just note that you should always make sure that you have power cores unlocked, and when they are unlocked, you have a power core in there. They're really helpful to the game. So I'm gonna click deploy. We're gonna deploy this warrior out. Alright.
You got this.
Yes. And the loading screen didn't take that long. I had some really funny stories to tell. I hope the loading screen, even though that's a bad thing to say, I hope the loading screen takes longer when I go into the city, so I go to the PvE missions, because I have some amazing funny stories to tell you guys. I write them down when I think about them that has happened in my life, and I'm just like, you know what this would do? This would be a great story for story time with K and Prime. So I'm going to cancel this auto queue match, so I can go into the city. There are a lot of people playing today. I'm surprised. It's a lot of people tonight. So I'm gonna go into the city. Hopefully there's gonna be a lot of people playing the city. There's some people in the chat that are like, we want story time. Okay, so I'm in the city. Well, I'm deploying for the city. So let's hope this does take a little bit longer. So my first story time with K and Prime today, I'll just tell it anyways because it might take not take that long. But so have you ever been on an airplane and you're sitting either at the window or the aisle and you have this seat empty next to you and you look down the aisle of the plane and you're just like, you see the people walking by and you're just saying to yourself, please don't sit next to me, please don't sit next to me, please don't sit next to me, because you want that empty seat by yourself. And so there was this time where this guy, he was huge and he was sweating and he had this like bucket of chicken. I think he was like just finished eating. And so he was sweating profusely and I'm just like, please don't sit next to me, please don't sit next to me, please don't sit next to me. And of course, he sits right next to me. And I'm just like, oh gosh, I am going to be on a plane for 4 hours with this guy who is sweating. And so instead of just like him minding his own business, he sticks his face in my face, and as I'm like crawling against the window, just like, please get me out of here, he goes, man, is it hot in here? And he just starts like fanning himself, and eventually it's like, you know how the air conditioning part is in the top of the plane? He lifts his arm up and starts blow drying his armpits in the air conditioning above my face. It was the worst experience of my life, and I wanted to get out of the plane. I'm just like, please get me out of this. So that is my story time for when I was...
So that is how I met Mod Tron.
It wasn't you, but that was the worst airplane ride I've ever been on in my life. So I read that I was asked if I was going to be doing any Autobot streams. I will be doing an Autobot stream this weekend, Saturday or Sunday. So I've entered the city as Hotwire, and I'm going to head into the PvE missions. If you're a Decepticon, they're normally, I don't want to say corners because the map is circular in a sense, like in your screen on the right hand upper side, but it'd be like the northeast corner, kind of, like if that's how you're doing directions. Over there. Okay, both hands on the wheel. Need to stop doing that. I'm a pretty bad driver. I just definitely didn't hit that light. Oh, yeah, that's really bad. Okay. So to use Nitros in the game, you hold down the right mouse button. So that's another tip. It looks like this guy here. There's a monster in the way, or a Terracon, whichever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna take that down real quick. Okay. So I'm going to this PvE portal mission, which is Crisis on the map. And we're gonna go over here.
Should have just sat on the window seat and pretended you were deaf. Aisle seat, yeah.
I totally would have done that. That would be awesome. That guy was just so, it was creepy because I'm just like, I'm holding on to the window just like, oh god, do I really have to stay here any longer? Please let me out of here. So yes, I will be doing this on Autowatch stream this weekend, and I know I'm a really bad driver. Devon, it's okay. I didn't get my license off of a cereal box. It's okay. So we're at a loading screen. Story time. Okay, Prime. Oh, never mind. It's done loading. So we're good. Sorry. I'm in the city. I can't tell a story. For all you that wanted a story, it is not a loading screen time. It looks like there's only 2 people, which is myself and some other person who is playing Rampart. So this is going to be interesting.
I
Just
could
us two.
try to join, but because you're on American servers, my connection is probably not going to love it.
It's okay.
I mean, I could try.
You can try. I'm on the Atlanta server, in case anyone was wondering, just like what server I'm on. So the point of PvE mission is to gain Energon and kill all of the Terracons. So you're gonna see waves and waves of Terracons. If the stream is laggy for you and no one else is lagging, I would refresh it. If that's for you, if that's okay. So it looks like this person here is saying hi to me. You can see in the chat, which is finally not auto-closing, which is amazing, just saying. So in here you see this awesome, amazing circular thing. That is basically where you can collect Energon. Well, mine for Energon, so. Let's see if I can get rid of these Terracons off me. Are you gonna try to get into a game, Tron?
I'm doing my best, yeah. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so you use number 3 to heal your allies, and you can use your middle mouse button to heal them over time. Number 1 is the one that you'd want to use to take down shields, and number 2 does shield and spark damage, which when I say spark damage, I'm referring to your red health bar. And when I say shield damage, I'm referring to the blue bar. So I'm just mining some Energon real quick, and now that my probe's done with that. I don't know how this harder mission's gonna be with just 2 people. I don't think it's gonna be very well.
So the difficulty scales based on how many people are in there.
Okay, that's good.
So hopefully it'll still be hard, but not impossible.
So when you use your S-Tech on number 2, which are your pistols, what that does is it kind of like pushes them back a little bit from you. So that's really helpful if they're coming really close to you. It doesn't help when the people that you're trying to heal are running away from you, but you know, that's fine, I guess. This guy seems to be pretty self-sufficient. Let's see. Looks like he's trying to get them all on him, which is great because he's a tank, so he can take the damage better than I can. But in case, I'm just going to use my number 6, which reflects some of the damage. It's an equipment that you use when all of these Terracons are on you. You'll probably want them to not be on you as much. So I'm going to heal him up because his shield and his spark are down. And we'll see if we can get some more people into our game. Hopefully, it's not just us 2. So the point of this section of the PvE mission is to scan for Energon and mine. You want to mine until that bar at the top goes from 0% to 100%. And Terracons spawn every 25%. Well, one of the... You'll put a mine down, and the mine normally disappears at 25%. That's how it goes. When you use your S-Tech while healing, it heals them over time. So a good thing to make here is a turret, especially when there's only 2 of us. Whenever you see this giant purple spanner or wrench, whatever you want to call it, that's where you can build something. So I'm going to build a turret which costs 75 Energon, which will also attack the things that are around me. So Andre is asking me how I got so many relics. That's just from playing the game. I've been playing this game since closed beta, so I haven't spent any, which is probably a problem because that means I'm a hoarder, I think. So I'm going to go to where this guy is and make sure that I heal him up because he is the only person that does tanking DPS abilities. I heard the sweaty guy on the aircraft case. Oh my. The airplane and the sweaty guy.